tell you about our Easter traditions. So first I want to start out by saying that we take the entire week of Easter and block it out. So at the beginning of the school year or in the summer when I'm getting my calendar ready for school, I block out the week of Easter for Easter activities. So we do various activities from crafts and recipes to books and movies, and I have giant flashcards that I'll show you from Rebecca. I have the resurrection eggs. So we do all of these different things leading up to Easter and then through Easter weekend. Also, we serve at our church, so we do a ton for our church. We will have 4 Easter services this year, and we will be attending all of them because we will be serving at most all of them. And so myself and my husband and my 3 older kids all serve, and my 3 little ones have just grown up in this, and this is what they do, and they know, and they love it just as much as we do. So we'll be getting ready for that type of thing. My husband runs production at our church, and so him and our boys will do a lot of church work during that week. And so marking off that week to take time to get ready to show people who Jesus is, to refresh ourselves who Jesus is, and why he decided to die on the cross for us, what, like how he came to be resurrected, what that means in our salvation and our life. And so we do all of that. We do Easter baskets, but I've changed them up various times over the years. I've done like little Easter baskets that are very simple with a couple of candies in them. I've done huge Easter baskets. Last year I did a family Easter basket. We got like a little wading pool for the little kids, and we filled it with family games and all of our summer outdoor stuff. They all got brand new bathing suits and that type of thing. My kids know that there's no Easter bunny, but they still get excited that they have an Easter basket, and I always do the Easter basket for them. This year I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, and I will, when I have it all together, I will post a video. So keep a lookout for what's in our kids' Easter baskets. They're not really baskets this year. Also, we sometimes do egg hunts. So I have this thing with egg hunts and piñatas. They're kind of in the same boat for me. I don't love playing games with kids where you're encouraging them to be selfish and greedy. So we do what's called the selfless piñata. And we don't always do this, but I have noticed that if I don't take the time to do individual bags of candy with people's names on it, then it does turn into this selfish, greedy, I want, this is all mine, versus when you hit the piñata and it breaks open, all these little bags fall out, you pick up a bag, and whatever bag you pick up, you get to go give it to someone. Sometimes you're lucky enough to pick up your own, sometimes not, but you usually get to give something. So I feel the same way about Easter egg hunts. So in the past, I've done egg hunts where I just put out eggs and had the kids like run and get them, and I didn't love it. It just wasn't something that made me happy, thinking like, well, of course my 6-year-old at the time is going to get way more eggs than my 3-year-old, and I just don't love that. I'm the same way with Halloween candy. I literally put it all in one bucket, and we don't like, oh, I got all this and you didn't, or that's just how I am. That's how we have trained our children. They don't know it any other way. So a couple of years I have done like each kid gets their own color egg, and then we hide all the eggs, and they go find all their colored eggs, and they all have like the same 10 eggs or whatever. Last year, my boys hid the eggs for the 4 younger ones. Melody was 12 at the time, and she still wanted to do an egg hunt. So my boys hid the eggs for Melody and Elizabeth, Riley, and Jackson, although Jackson was just barely toddling and did not find any of the eggs. We literally just put his eggs on a blanket. I think this year I am going to fill their Easter baskets with their Easter eggs. And then they can just have all of their treats. And as you'll see, like as we go through this, we have a ton of stuff that we're gonna do. So I don't feel like they're missing out on the fun of it. but I could be wrong. I'll ask them after Easter and see what they preferred. So to start out, we do a countdown from Palm Sunday to Easter Sunday. So starting on Palm Sunday, we'll make palm branches. We'll do, I found on Pinterest a whole section of Easter countdown, like Holy Week handprint crafts, and I love handprint crafts for the little ones. Anything where I can have a memorabilia of their hand, I love it. So we'll be doing those. My daughter Melody and I found those today, and we were both really excited to do this with the little kids, plus any little kids that come into the house. So on Thursday, we will have a Passover dinner. I don't make lamb. I just have a mental aversion to lamb. I don't know why. It doesn't matter. I'm not Jewish. And so it's not like I'm trying to live by a certain law or whatever. It's really the meaning of it and why Jesus celebrated Passover dinner. And so I will wash the children's feet. We will have a Passover dinner. And actually, Melody found on Pinterest this way to set the table so that it's like blue water as in like tablecloth on each side, and then it's dry land in the middle, and you set up like all the little like Lego men, or we said we would pull out all of our little people and set them all up so that they're walking across dry land, and talk about how God brought out all of the Jewish people from Egypt, and why Jesus was celebrating Passover with his disciples. We'll also do an Easter dinner. We'll do that on Easter Sunday in the evening. So we'll have that, and that'll be like a traditional ham, and we do macaroni and cheese and all sorts of good stuff. And so that's all I have on that little sticky note. We'll also do what we call resurrection eggs. Resurrection rolls or resurrection cookies. Now, I usually flip-flop these year to year. I think this year is the cookie year. So last year we took crescent rolls and you put a marshmallow in them, and then you heat up your oven and you tape it closed and you turn off the oven and they heat up. And then when you take them out, they're hollow on the inside, but they're sweet and delicious. The resurrection cookies are a lot of fun. You can find that on Pinterest. And if I can find a link to the recipe, I have it written on a little note card, but if I can find a link to it, I will link it below. Where you go through and like the kids like beat the pecans, like Jesus was beat. They each like taste a little bit of, like, you put a little taste of vinegar on their tongues because that's what Jesus was fed instead of water, and then you like put like a teaspoon in the cookies. Like there's all these different things that go into it that have to do with the story, and then you make them into little balls. During this whole time you have the oven preheating. And then you turn off the oven, you put the cookies in, you tape it shut, and you do that on Saturday night. And then Sunday morning, you will have gone and taken off the tape. So when they wake up in the morning, they have these little hollow cookies that have cooked all night long. And they're really good, and the kids love them. So like I said, I'll be washing their feet on Thursday, showing that Jesus came to serve and not be served. We'll do communion as a family on Friday for Good Friday. We do dye eggs and have that kind of fun. So that's usually earlier in the week. Usually Tuesday or Wednesday we'll do that. And like I said, we'll be making palm branches. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you all of the books and DVDs and supplies that I have for some of our Easter stuff.